Alright, welcome everyone. This is a Geo upgrade demo. Today we are going to upgrade a Geo HA installation from 12.28 to the latest 12.3 package, which is 12.35. So I've gone through this checklist here. We're recording a meeting. I don't believe there are any version-specific changes that we have to be aware of. Just double check. No. The Postgres SQL version is at 10.9. We upgraded that a couple of days ago, so that's good. I don't believe there's any upgrade warnings specific to this either. And we can quickly look at the health of the pre-upgrade cluster. So let me reload. We're currently at 12.28. The primary is healthy. 12.28 here on the secondary, it's also healthy. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, the database version here is 10.9, and on the secondary, it's also 10.9. So I think we are good in that regard. I have retrieved a beverage of choice within the drinkable temperature range. So I have my tea. And we are recording. Okay, so we form the upgrade steps described in the latest documentation. So we recently upgraded, added new documentation for this scenario here. So I'm going to follow those steps and perform them all in a row. And I'm joined by Gabriel, who has to rescue me in case I have any questions. Okay, so first things first, I just want to make sure that we have this file in every on every node. So in the primary, let's quickly check if this is present. So I set this up in such a way, these are the two application nodes, a Postgres node, Redis, Gitlin on the primary, and then here on the right side is the secondary in the same order. It makes it a little bit easier to follow. So let's just see. Yep. Yep, that's also there. Yep. Yep. And that's also there. So, okay, so we have this. Another thing that I quickly wanted to check actually is my if we are disabling the Postgres upgrades. So I'll just check if this file is there as well. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this seems to be interesting. Interesting scaling model for iTerm. 1 second.
Try to use maximize, it will.
Interesting. Yeah, I will. Yeah, that's much better. There we go. Okay. So let's just check. Yeah, that's also there. And reduce the font size here a little bit. Yeah, and I'll do the same actually just over here. Okay. Okay, so that's all good. So we won't see any automatic Postgres upgrade, and I don't think there's also a newer version than 10.9 available, but I'll just make sure that that's the case. And Douglas is here. Hey, Douglas. I thought it's a bit too early for you.
No, it's 10 a.m.
Okay, so this is present. We are not upgrading the database, so I'm on the primary. Let's look on all other nodes, not the deploy node. So I have to designate a the deploy node, and for me, I'm just going to do the app server 01. So I'll check that this is not present in GitLab RB on everything other than the, or that this is present in everything other than the deploy node. So let's look. Okay, so here that's okay. This is the deploy node, so we're good. Then here, auto migrate is set to false, so that's correct. Auto migrate is false, so that's also good. Again, false, good. And this is also false. Okay. So this is true. And now we're going to reconfigure everything just to make sure that we're okay. Okay. Okay, so one thing that is a little bit peculiar is that it says here, the version of the running PostgreSQL service is different than what is installed. But this is the app02 server, and it doesn't actually say this on any other node. So I'm not 100% sure why that is. Do you have any idea? We're running Postgres 10.9. No?
Maybe we have had a minor version upgrade as well.
No, I don't think there is a new version other than 10.9. So
if you do like PG, I think minus version, what does it return? I think you have to go like Opti, GitLab, embedded, Bing, and then PG. PSQL, sorry, PSQL. Minus version.
So I think if we compare this to this one here, and okay, so I think what is happening is we upgraded the Postgres version to 10.9, but I don't think we restarted the app servers.
And the app servers is still relying on the old version. So we just upgraded the binaries on the nodes that has Postgres, but not on the nodes that doesn't have Postgres.
Yes.
So with that, this is interesting. I think the current code doesn't have any way to check that. So there is no way to perhaps trigger that, or none that I am aware of. That would say yes, this should upgrade the binaries to the new version.
So the first question here is, the Postgres server here, right? I think we, like Tone and I, only upgraded Postgres on the actual like server where Postgres was actually running, because we thought that was the right thing to do. Do we believe we actually have to upgrade Postgres on the application servers as well, because it is not used? Is that right?
We don't have the server on the applications, but we rely on the client CLI application to do some queries on the main one to figure out a few things.
So we actually also need to upgrade the Postgres versions here.
I believe, yes, if we are getting error messages, then it means that some code in Omnibus is relying on shelling out to the Postgres client to recover some data from the database. Then, yeah.
Okay, so I think let me pull this up. So these were the steps Tone and I followed roughly, but only on the PostgreSQL and tracking database services. So I suggest we just run Zulu, so GitLab control Postgres upgrade on the app service as well.
Yeah, let's try.
Yeah, as a prerequisite for the actual upgrade. Yeah, so it definitely upgrades the Postgres version on the app server as well. It says here to 10.9. I'll do this in parallel on the other application server as well. Yeah. Okay, both finished. They say the replication has been shut down. So let's see if that is actually true. Let me go to the admin area here. Okay, it looks like both the primary and the secondary are still healthy. So I reckon, let me just add a project. Okay, if we go to the secondary. Okay, I think the replication is still working. So the message is not 100% correct. because it's actually only the application servers, not actually the replication on the Postgres servers. Okay, I think the only question then is, to me, we should probably do the same thing on the secondary as well, because it is probably exactly the same. Yeah. So I think we need to upgrade Postgres on the secondary too, so that that actually matches. Any objections? No, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so in the secondary, it actually complains that there is no omnibus managed Postgres on this instance, which is correct. So this is a little bit different. Let me just reconfigure.
This is this is interesting because if we're not using a managed instance, we still want to upgrade the binaries.
Yes. So I think what this kind of says is, on the primary, I can easily upgrade Postgres on the application server, but on the secondary, this is not supported by Omnibus at the moment in the configuration that we're using. So that may be a problem, right? That we, like, I'll make a note. But I would suggest, given that the nodes are healthy,
Yeah, we can try to continue.
yeah, I think we should try and continue. Let me just. Yeah, and I think okay, that's all fine. Okay, so that was a quick detour, but we'll continue with the actual upgrade. Okay, so we've run reconfigure on essentially everything. We've checked that this is here, so now we can actually update and then install the package that we're interested in. Oops, just lost my. There we go. So. And this is on the deploy node, so on my first application server here. And it says I should update, and then I'll update to a specific version of GitLab. So I wrote that down somewhere. So we're going to install 12.3.5, which is the latest version. I'm doing this on the deploy node. All right, it looks like this is complete. So following these instructions, I'm going to skip the post-deployment migrations. Zack. And reconfigure. Just going to run the package update. There's no harm in doing this now. Okay, so this worked. So we did this, and now on all other nodes, we need to install the right version of GitLab. So I'm just going to copy this here. And I'm going to run this on everything else. And that should be the next step. Oh, I'm actually like muted. I'm babbling by myself. So the authorized Grafana is, it takes a little while, I recall that. But this here is all okay. This is okay. That looks good too. Okay, next step. Deploy node, get update. So app01, the deploy node again. So let's update this. And then let's grab the correct package. This needs to be the same package version as on the primary, obviously. So we'll do this. Oops. Okay, fine. I'm just going to update here. This is just refreshing the packages, so it just needs to be done. Saves us a little bit of time. So I'm currently waiting for this. Let's peek ahead a little bit, skip post-deployment migrations again, and then after that, upgrade the packages on all other nodes, reconfigure, reload everything, yeah, including the geolog cursor. Okay, that worked. And now we do this. Yeah. Super. Okay, that worked. And now we just need to update the packages here and install them on all other nodes. So I'm just going to copy this command. Just to make sure. Oh no, we did this. Okay. All right, the first two are already finished. The Redis node as well. So let's just be patient. Super. Okay. So now let's reconfigure. Gitlin finished. Here, this is the Redis issue again, so we have to do it once more. This looks good. This worked. Okay, all of those worked. So off to the next step. On the application servers, again, we start Unicorn, Sidekick, and Geo Cursor. So this. And Gabriel Douglas, the log cursor also runs on the application server, is that correct?
It can run anywhere. I don't know what's the current recommendation.
Douglas, do you know?
I think that is on the application servers.
Okay.
Not sure.
Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so that was this. Let's just check into our administrator interface and see what is happening here. Okay, so we are recognizing that we updated to 12.35. This is good, but we're still not healthy. The foreign data wrapper is sort of whack. But I think in general, we're not looking too badly. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So on the secondary, so the web interface is already working. So we'll sort those out. Okay, let's look at the upgrade instructions. Okay, we finished everything on the secondary. Now, post-deployment migrations and checks. So deploy node on the primary cluster. We run this. So I have to go back and app server 1 on the primary db migrate. So these are the post-deployment migrations we skipped earlier. So I'll do this. Followed by a check. Okay, that did a bunch of migrations. Let's check what the geo status is. Okay, available, enabled, not configured. Yes, yes, checking geo finished. That looks pretty good. Okay, deploy node on the secondary cluster. Post-deployment database migrations. So the deploy node on the secondary. This is app server 1. Okay. That didn't do anything, but fine. Now we need to refresh the foreign tables. This was the error we saw in the interface. So I'm doing this. That worked. Let's check. Ciao. Okay. So let's see. Okay, this is interesting. So it says the foreign data wrapper schema is not up to date. But I believe that this is cached and this is a known issue. So this may be wrong.
What does the web interface says?
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. No. It says the same. One second, please. Sorry, I needed to take something. Let's just try this again. Yes, as I thought, this was cached, and so it wasn't quite right. I think if we look at the web interface, yeah, it's healthy now. So this is actually something that we're working on for 12.5 to make this more reliable. So that's maybe something to take note of. And then updating geo status. Okay, we are healthy. repository synced, full, no replication lag. Oh, it looks pretty good. Let's go and add some things to my test project just to make an issue. Let's just submit it. And now let's see if this actually gets synced. The secondary is also reporting healthy. So if I now go to my projects and the test project here, there we go. Douglas and Gabriel, you are awesome. I can close this. Well, I can. I'm on the secondary. Another problem, another time. Okay, so if we recap, I believe at this moment we have successfully upgraded the Geo HA installation from 12.2.8 to the latest 12.3, which is 12.3.5. Everything is healthy. We had a little bit of database shenanigans in the beginning, which was a leftover from the upgrade to 10.9, but that was actually fine. And that concludes the upgrade demo. So I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks.